When South Africa's top crime investigator says, "There's nothing to see," we look harder. General Lebea's recent denial has sparked outrage, confusion, and a flood of unanswered questions. But this isn't just about what he said, it's about what he didn't. Tonight, we break down the silence strategy, who it protects, what it omits, and why it matters. Is this damage control, institutional shielding, or a calculated move to steer public perception? Welcome to Skybridge, where denial isn't the end of the story. It's the beginning of the investigation. If this video is interesting, hit the like button, share, and leave comments down below. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on my next upload. Bye.
Once you are a police person, you will always remain a police official in your heart. The fight against criminality is not only for police officials. All the citizens, all the people in the country should contribute in the fight against criminality. So that is all what I can say at this stage. Yeah. You know, when the media statement was made, I never thought that it refers to me, so I did not take note of that. It's only until yesterday when I got a clip from somebody else, now a group of individuals who shall have put together a clip suggesting that that person at head office is actually myself. That is when I thought, hey, this thing needed to be clarified, because otherwise people will think that I'm associated with criminals. I am not. I will never get associated with criminals. All the time I have been fighting crime since 1984. I will not come and change my approach. So maybe I need to be clarified. What happened on that particular day of the 6th of December 2024? Obviously, the nitty-gritties of what the individuals were involved with and what kind of investigation was there against them, I didn't know that. It's not part of our mandate. We are not concerned about that. When it comes to murders, as the DPCI, we were dealing with murder of police officials. The rest of matters are dealt with elsewhere. On that particular day, our interest was that the person who made a call to me at 15:43, that is in the afternoon, 43 minutes after 3 o'clock, made a missed call, and then immediately thereafter phoned, which I answered, and we spoke for 2 minutes. That individual indicated that there are people at a particular house that are said to be members sent by me from the Hawks to go and conduct the work there. That surprised me because I have never sent officials to go and do any work. I would have known about that, because if we are going to conduct an operation, it is planned properly, and those who must be in charge of the operation will inform us constantly. So that is when I checked with the divisional commissioner at 15:49, the one who is in charge of operations in the Hawks, and said, do you know about the members of the Hawks who are supposed to be conducting operation in Sandton? He said no. Then I said, okay, Sandton is in Gauteng. Let's check with Gauteng. And the Gauteng provincial head of the Hawks didn't know about the operation either. So that is when at 15:51, I made a call again to the individual that I will be sending the personnel from the DPCI. Exactly at 15:51, he sent me the address of the place where this incident is taking place, because we didn't know, and the people needed to know where is the address. That I forwarded that address to the divisional commissioner at 1552 and say that this is the address. And the divisional commissioner wanted to be knowing who to contact when we arrived at that particular address. The person who made a call sent me the details of the owner of the address. And that is what have transpired. And then by 1608, he sent the registration number of the vehicles that were outside because they looked strange. The high-powered vehicles that were there. And then with those, by 1742, a message was forwarded by a captain to the commander, the brigadier, which came to the attention of the divisional commissioner. That message indicated that I spoke to a person, a captain, in charge of the operation on a video call. And that captain confirmed that there is indeed a J51 operation that is taking place. But that officer denied to have mentioned General Lebea's name. So that message comes from the brigadier, which to me come via the divisional commissioner. So that is how you find the members of the Hawks being there. Then we dispatched them, and then they clarified that indeed those are members of the police. But the allegations were that they were wearing ballas, and one of them pretended to be from the Hawks. They were not from the Hawks. And you should remember, or the viewers should remember, that we had 32 cases of people who have been pretending to be members of the Hawks. And some of those who were arrested include a member of intelligence who pretended to be a lieutenant colonel from the Hawks, when the person is actually a warrant officer from crime intelligence. There are others who have been pretending to be the national head, using my photo and say, it is me. Obviously, they were defrauding others, and one of those was arrested. There are many others who are still at large who pretend to be members from the Hawks. That is why we had to send our members to go and verify that those people were members of the police. And indeed, later on, I got information that thanking us for having dispatched the members, because now they have verified that those people are members of the South African Police Service, not the Hawks. They were never the Hawks. So that message that we are coming from the Hawks was not correct. Katiso Molefe, I don't know Katiso Molefe. I have never contacted Katiso Molefe before or after this. There is somebody else who made a call saying that he got a message from another friend or a close contact with Katiso Molefe. That is when he was clarifying earlier today after my first interview. He clarified that this is how he got to the address. And how he got the information himself. He said that he did not talk to Gadisu. But as you will appreciate, I said that we were dealing with an informant, a whistleblower, a source, somebody who has now indicated that he is prepared if the commission, when it starts its work, wants to hear from him. I believe that he will be given that opportunity to go and present his view. What I'm saying is what I got from him, and the feedback is what I got from the team. So the credibility of that information, the person who can be interviewed in court, is the person who is the source of that information. So from my side is that hearsay that this is what he told me. He said that somebody there said that he is from the Hawks. The address, when we asked, he said, when he sent the message, he said that is Katisi Molefe. That is when the divisional commissioner asked me, or when the members of the DPCI arrived there, who is the person to be contacted? Whose address is that one? So that is when he provided that name. I believe that his people that informed him were ill-informed. When they said that we were there to disrupt, they were lying. Has not been shared with the Hawks. Normally, this kind of investigation, you call them undercover. It's not something that you go and divulge publicly. I do not know the nature of the investigation. Obviously, they shall have been conducting that investigation for some time, but that kind of information was not shared with us as the Hawks. Otherwise, we should have been part of the operation if it has to do with drugs and the like. So it has not been shared with us until such time that the information is openly tabled or shared with the other agencies, such as the serious organized crime. I can't comment on that one. I don't know who the individuals are. So those were not part of our investigation. What I can say is that the Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation focuses mainly on 3 types of offenses. You have got serious organized crime, you have got serious commercial crime, and you have got serious corruption. So part of the investigation in the organized crime space is to deal with syndicates. We have been dealing with serious syndicates. I have been providing regular briefing on a quarterly basis to the public, where we have arrested drugs in the country, syndicates that were manufacturing drugs in the country. Some of the drugs obviously coming via the Durban ports, and then other drugs coming through at City Deep in the different provinces we have indicated where we have been confiscating drugs and effecting arrest. You will recall the arrest of the Mexicans and the South Africans, which matters are still pending in court. When it comes to corruption, we have arrested several officers, including a general who has been sentenced and is sitting in jail. We have arrested senior officers, brigadiers. I think that when it comes to the serious commercial spaces, you know of high-profile cases that we have put before the various courts in the country. I have, at the last briefing on my legacy report, indicated the number of arrests that we have effected. 19,000 in the 7 years that I have been in the DPCI. We have secured convictions of more than 5,000. Those are serious cases that we have been dealing with. So I think anyone who believes that we might not be doing what is expected of us is the one who do not want to see the product that has been put on the table. I wouldn't like to put it in that fashion. The NPA has been indicating the lack of capacity, sufficient personnel to be able to cope with the workload. What I have proposed to the NPA, which they have responded and raising the issue of capacity, was that, look, we have got serious commercial crime investigators. There are courts and there's commercial crime prosecutors. We have got serious organized crime investigators you have got organized crime prosecutors. We have got serious corruption investigators, but we do not have dedicated prosecutors to deal with those cases. Those are the areas that we have been discussing to say that can we dedicate prosecutors to deal with corruption cases emanating from the DPCI? Otherwise, you will keep on comparing us with other entities, whereas the setup is not the same. But I will not say that the NPA has let us down, but they have explained that the issue of the capacity is what made the NPA not to create dedicated capacity in terms of Section 17, capital letter F in bracket 4, which I requested that I need that capacity. Obviously, as you say, there were the days of the state capture. And during that process of the state capture, I volunteered that I would like to come and testify before the commission because I needed to present certain information which I thought will be relevant. But obviously the days of the state capture was limited. We did not go deeper in the area of intelligence. If I was to be asked to come and testify, I will obviously paint a picture and indicate that, in my view, there are certain things that need to be done so that we strengthen the fight against crime. Remember that when we talk state capture, some criticism come to us and say that the Hawks is slow in dealing with this matter. What we need not forget is that an entity in the NPA was created. Firstly, it was the ID, Investigative Directorate, that was put in place to investigate matters emanating from commissions, including the State Capture Commission. So because we have been investigating this before the report was released, we allowed 15 investigators from the DPCI to go and work with the ID so that we don't disrupt the work. So the work that the DPCI was doing was the leftovers of what the ID did not decide to take for the purpose of investigation. So the IDEC's work is precisely to deal with the matters emanating from the state capture. And at the time when I left office, there were still those investigators which were going to be there until August so that my successor can decide as to whether they need to be retained or maybe they need to be appointed on a permanent basis. But as law enforcement, we are always prepared to assist. And ours as the DPCI was to ensure that we secure the attendance of perpetrators in court. That is what we have done by securing more than 19,000. I think that I would rather leave that question for now. It's obviously not linked to the invitation that I was invited on. What you can appreciate is that from time to time, when the briefing is done to cabinet, the president is chairing that cabinet meeting. So I wouldn't like to elaborate any other interaction that was not publicly made by the state president. That one, I think that we'll rather leave it there.